Bienvenidos. Good morning. Welcome to Tiempo. I'm Joe Torres. Two topics this morning. We'll look at the wealth of services available for Latinos just by going to the library. But first, though, Boricuas for a Positive Image. It's a group working to eliminate negative stereotypes about Puerto Ricans. In fact, if you were walking by the ABC Network building in Manhattan on Thursday nights recently, you may have noticed the group protesting on Columbus Avenue. The reason? Anger over an ABC comedy called Work It that premiered in January and was quickly canceled. Latinos found the show offensive because of a derogatory comment made about Puerto Ricans. And as a result, a firestorm erupted and Boricuas for a Positive Image was formed. They kept up their protests and demanded an apology. And we should point out, we are part of the ABC family, and our president and general manager, Dave Davis, met with the group leaders and got them together with ABC senior executives, and an apology letter was written. Joining us this morning to talk about the goals of Boricuas for a Positive Image are its founders, Julio Pavón and Lucky Rivera. Un placer, gentlemen. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us here.
What a long road it's been, right?
Very long.
But in the end, good has emerged out of something bad, correct?
Muy mal que por no venga.
Sí, there it is. Así mismo. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's go back to the beginning, how it started. This show appeared on ABC television network. There was a line specifically that incensed Boricuas in particular, and I'm one of them. The line was, repeated, I'm sure you know it off the top of your head.
I'm Puerto Rican, I'll be great at selling drugs.
That was the line.
That was that's what hit right here.
It hit you right donde duele.
Donde duele.
Okay.
Duele.
And the firestorm that erupted started with you two.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
What happened after you first of all, you saw the line, you heard the line. What ran through your heart?
Okay, enough is enough. That broke the camel's back. I mean, with the Seinfeld situation, with the Oliver Stone, and all the rest of it, this broke the camel's back. As a Boricua Latino, it broke it. I support any Latino that's on a major network, and we wanted to sit down, my family and I, to see this new show. And I'm sitting with my grandson and my kid and my wife, and they got a Latino. I didn't know he was Puerto Rican. They got a Latino, and I'm going to support that 100%. And as I sat down, my wife said, "Did you hear what he said?" And I said, "No, rewind that." And we rewind it. He said, "I don't believe this." Nah. 30 years later, we're still going through this. So the next morning, I call Julio Pavón. And Julio Pavón, tell him what happened.
I watch ABC's, one of my favorite channels, but I watch Nightline, Good Morning America. I watch sports. I don't watch sitcoms. I told Lucky, I'm very busy. I think I don't have time for this. And he said, Julio, you need to watch this. And I made him a promise. So I came out of one of my jobs in court. I came home, lunchtime. I made a sandwich, and I put it on, put my son to download it for me. And when I saw it on TV, I had to rewind it because it hit me the same way it hit him. And I could not believe it. He said, I'm Puerto Rican. I'd be great at selling drugs. I put the sandwich down. It was 1:30 in the afternoon. I called Lucky. I said, Lucky, you know, I just saw it. You're right. What are you doing today at 5:30? And he said, what do you want to do? He says, let's go to ABC. Even if it's just us two, let's not wait for people to make protests and press conferences. Let's just go there.
Before we get to what happened next, what was the damage that line did?
It was, for us, like, this is a good example. You know, we represent two different sectors of our community, and yet it hit him and it hit me the same way. We've both seen destruction. I'm going to be 60 years old next week, and I don't have friends my age that I can call and have a beer with because most of my friends are dead, in jail, or still hung up on drugs in some parts of the South Bronx.
Drugs have been destroying our community. Drugs is destroying Puerto Rico, and it's a fact. There's more people dying in Puerto Rico from drugs than I think in Mexico, if I'm not wrong with that.
Let me insert my thoughts, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
That it was a step back.
A super step back.
Because I think we've come so far to get out of the stereotype and to move forward. And the Sonia Sotomayors of the world and the Nidia Velázquez, and there are many Puerto Ricans that we could point to. And that a line like that
over 100 years.
Exactly.
Brings you back.
You just capped it. That's exactly how I felt. It was like I couldn't believe it was 2012. It was like bringing us back.
So pick up the story. You two come together, you get together, you show up here, and along the way, what happens?
We started just calling friends. We started texting people. We agreed. I came with a sign. I said, Lucky, can we make a sign that says, I'm a businessman, I'm a Puerto Rican businessman, I don't sell drugs. Lucky had a sign that says, I'm a Puerto Rican labor community organizer, I don't sell drugs. We started calling our friends and putting it on Facebook, on Twitter. And when we got here, Lucky has done a lot of work in the community with a lot of young people. When we got here, it's about 45 people that joined us. And then when we told them what it was, they said, well, we got to come back. So it became a weekly event. But learning from the past, what we did was we made it into almost a fun thing.
Yes.
It was not a long demonstration. You know those demonstrations, people speak forever.
Correct.
1 hour, get together.
You're in, you're
for
out.
Pride at 66th in Columbus.
Go ahead.
For your dignity and your pride. 1 hour a week to show the world that, you know.
We're up against the first commercial break. Another 30 seconds. Were you surprised at the response that you got?
Oh, yes. I was surprised on both sides. There were some people that we actually spoke to, and they said, oh, it was just a joke. And I said, well, it's not just a joke.
No.
And then there were others that when I said it, they said, ¿Quién dijo eso? Who said that?
Okay. Sit tight. I want to ask you a few more questions because it's taken off and good things again have resulted. When we come back, more with Boricuas for a positive image. And still ahead on Tiempo, the Queens Library System has so much to offer, its Latinos neighbors will show you what they've got. Talking about positive when we come back.
American innovation. Dodge is bringing more of it to more people.
Well, the campaign that has resulted as of what happened on this ABC television network show, Work It, which we should point out, and you guys said this over and over, it was not your goal to get the show canceled.
Never was. On the contrary.
The goal was to get an apology.
And to have some dialogue to learn how this occurs so it never happens again.
Ultimately, and I'm looking at a letter issued from the ABC Current Programming and Times Square Studios Executive Vice President, you did get the apology.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Something
happy?
that folks said,
I mean,
that would never happen.
Happy?
Right.
You were told it would never happen.
It would never. ABC would never apologize.
Okay.
No way.
They did.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
But the story doesn't end here.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Where do we go from here?
Well, what this showed to us was like some of the numbness of our community was eliminated. People began to understand, just like what you said at the beginning of the segment, that this is 2012. There's certain things that should not happen. As a result, we recognize that the Puerto Rican community, for whatever it was worth, when we met with the executives from ABC who came from California, we learned that apparently we just don't exist. When we talk about Latinos, we've gotten lost within the cracks of the Latino image. People forgot that Puerto Ricans have been here for over 100 years, that we are citizens, that we are part of the mainstream that made this city and made this country.
I want to fine-tune that a little bit and come to the defense of New Yorkers. That might be the attitude nationwide. I would think in New York, Puerto Ricans are not forgotten.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, just the mere fact that this, the local station was one of the first ones when we spoke to them. The day after the film was shown, we called here and they agreed with us. They said they did. Oh, and it was like everybody here was indignant behind that.
Because I think you would agree, and I want to come to Channel 7's defense locally, that Tiempo is an example of the fact that we're out there in the community and that we appreciate the community and that I'm a part of the community as well, and it's reflected here, at least on Channel 7. You issued a response letter, correct?
Yes.
That in part says, okay, here are a few more things that hopefully can demonstrate the apology. What are some of the things, Lucky, that you'd like to see from here?
Oh, well, we should be like maybe twice, 3 times every 6 months. Talking about the issues of the Puerto Rican and Latino community, and take it a step further, have a line of communication with the community, which you guys have, but we want a more open
Understood.
We like to see like how many people in the back scene of the camera, like we see you.
Understood.
But we like to see who's behind you. How many Puerto Rican writers are there? How many Puerto Rican producers? How many Puerto Rican editors? And those things we like to see because I think that'll be for the benefit of everyone.
Yes. The protests have ended, but I think I saw it as I was doing some of my homework that in one roundabout way, you're almost thankful that this brought you together. I mean, it was unfortunate, it never should have happened, but the result is,
we
you've got an organization,
we got to thank ABC. We got to thank ABC. We got to thank ABC for taking their time.
Right.
For taking their time.
If ABC would have apologized the day after, we would not be here today.
Exactly.
So
right.
thank you, ABC Network.
That it's stretched out.
Yes.
But now what has been formed is a grassroots organization to promote and push forward issues affecting Puerto Ricans in the community.
It's been incredible, Joe. We've actually gotten calls. We've learned about a Puerto Rican businessman who is a heavy contractor, developer in this state.
Yes.
The second largest company in this state has been basically put to ruins by Chase. Right? A company called Triline. We've heard about a Puerto Rican who was incarcerated years ago. People forgot about him, who's innocent, and now his case is coming back up. These things are coming to us.
Yes.
And also, we got a coalition of Boricuas for Positive Image Coalition, different organizations. We got about 15 organizations that had joined this coalition of Boricuas. And we meet monthly.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Because this is a beginning.
It's about my grandkid, it's about us, and it's about time.
You're ready too?
Absolutely. I can't say.
I mean, the time is now.
The time is now.
Yeah.
We've been here in this city. I've been here since 1956. I've seen things grow, seen things develop, and he's right. It's our grandchildren. We're gonna leave anything. Let's leave a legacy of one thing, of respect.
I would argue that the Puerto Rican community needs a voice.
Yes,
would you not agree?
Absolutely.
Yes, so
That's exactly
Reggie,
what happened.
You got Sharpton, and who knows? Maybe you got a couple of Puerto Ricans
and
out
what
there
they
that
do is wonderful for the community, but for the Puerto Rican community, I think, and if you guys can be that voice, amen.
That's how we got those calls from those individuals. The problem with some of these companies came to us because
I want to put up the website, nyclatinopolitics.com. At the website, ¿qué se encuentra? What's there? What do you find?
Julio?
You find basically the entire history of this whole issue with ABC and other issues that are affecting Puerto Rico, like the information we got about this developer with Chase, the individual who was arrested.
And there's a link there to Boricuas for
Positive Image.
Okay.
Yes, that's the new website.
Guys,
thank ABC
muchísimas
for
gracias.
helping us start Boricua for Positive Image.
Thank you guys for doing what you're doing, and la puerta está abierta. You can always come here, okay? I mean, you call me up, you have my number, you say, Joe, there's something we need to talk about. You're back on Tiempo.
That's why ABC's always been one of our favorites.
Oh, thank you guys very, very much.
We'll be watching. We'll be watching
thank you.
Channel 7.
We love our viewers. Coming up next on Tiempo, a look at how the Queens Library System is committed to serving its Latino neighborhoods when we come back on Tiempo.
Nobody covers weather around here like Eyewitness News and AccuWeather.